How you doing? How you been? What's going on? What's good? How you getting it in? Everybody getting the fudge. What's going on, people?
It is officially Saturday. It was Friday, now it's Saturday. Got a little bit late. I wasn't going to do a video today, but always says something come across my news feed and it lets me know that I need to get up out my bed or whatever I was doing, it need to let me do a video in reference to this. Now, I don't know if you know about this, but I'm going to share the story with you, and it's about Mike Brown. Now, we know about the Ferguson thing, what happened to him. He's being murdered and stuff. He's basically left on the street as far as being murdered, and, you know, basically the story that went out as far as he supposed to have robbed a convenience store. Now, new footage has come up, and basically they want answers because somewhere along the line, better yet, I'm going to let you check it out and we'll talk about it when you get back so you can get an idea of what's going on. Check this out. New Michael Brown security footage surface raises questions. Now, this was posted on March the 12th, 2017, which is basically this week. Ferguson, new security footage has surfaced of Mike Brown from the same day he was shot and killed in Ferguson. It now has people questioning why and what really happened. The new video shows Michael walked into the store at 1 a.m. and the video was released in a documentary of South by Southwest in Austin, which claims that Michael was trading weed and cigarillos and had the employee hold onto them until later. Now, at 11:50 a.m., Michael came back to the store, which is when the original footage shows the altercation with the clerk. Now, the vehicle doesn't clarify clashing stories of the encounter between Michael and the officer, Darren Wilson, which set off the violent protests across the nation, but it does have people wondering why police didn't release the second video in the first place. A lot of questions still remain. The new video just makes it that much more confusing. The convenience store is disputing a new documentary claims that the surveillance video suggested that Mike Brown didn't rob the store before he was fatally shot by the police in Ferguson, Missouri on 2014. Now, the filmmaker Jason Pollock tells the New York Times he believed the previous unreleased footage shows Brown trading a small amount of marijuana and a bag of cigarillos about 1 a.m. on August the 9th, 2014. Now, Pollock reasons Brown's intentions to come back for the cigarillos. That was the reason why he came back for the cigarillos. An attorney for the store and its employees says no such transaction took place. Now, the store owner, Andy Patel, tells the St. Louis Post-Dispatch that Brown grabbed the cigarillos and stole them. When confronted inside the store about 10 hours later, shortly before the shooting, surveillance video showed Brown strongly arming Patel from leaving the store. Now I'm going to show you what the outside of the store looked like. Now, this is the outside of the store, basically, because a lot of cameras don't show it. Now, here is a picture of him getting out this car, you know, going around inside of this store. And I'm going to show you footage in reference to what's going on. I guess they're doing, but they're actually doing a documentary, Stranger Fruits. So here it is right here, so you can see it for yourself, everything that's going on. Okay, check this out.
One night, when reading through the St. Louis County investigation papers, I stumbled along something that was absolutely stunning. At approximately 1:13 a.m., August 9th, a male arrived as a backseat passenger in a dark-colored passenger vehicle. Brown enters and exits the front doors. Brown enters and exits the front doors? Michael was at the market at 1:13 a.m. the night before he died? Camera 7. The male proceeds to the beverage cooler, selected unknown items, and proceeded to the register. The male remains at the counter and eventually leaves the area of the registers with no merchandise. I couldn't believe what I had read. Michael was in the store the night before he died. And St. Louis County saw the videotape, and they didn't tell us. Well, guess what, St. Louis County? I've got the videotape.
I was surprised to hear that 2 years later, there was a video. What you're going to see on this video is what they didn't show us happy that clarifies that there was an understanding, and that's what you're going to see in that video.
In the early hours of August 9th, just 11 hours before Mike took his last steps, he went to his local convenience store to make an exchange. Look carefully at the counter, and you can see a trade is made. Mike gives the store a little bag of weed. You can see the employees smelling it and passing it around.
There was some type of exchange for one thing for another. That these people know each other well enough that this is the relationship that they have.
Then you can clearly see Mike being given 2 big boxes of cigarillos. The store clerk puts the cigarillos into a bag for Mike with his other stuff and hands it over the counter. Mike is about to leave the store, but decides to have the clerk hold his things behind the counter for him. The next day, with his hands politely behind his back, Mike goes back into the store to get his stuff.
It was a misunderstanding.
St. Louis County has written documentation that we found which shows they saw the 1:13 a.m. videotape, but they leave out what really happened that night in their report. Mike traded the store a little bag of weed and got 2 boxes of cigarillos in return. He left his items at the store and he went back the next day to pick them up. Mike did not rob the store.
Which we know read into Ferguson protesting and stuff, and a lot of marches and stuff, which even led to this poor boy's funeral. To me, he had to trust him to leave his bag at the store. They had to have some type of relationship as far as felt trustworthy, and allegedly it was drugs involved as far as the store basically in cahoots with it. So it just doesn't make any sense. Rest in peace, Mike Brown. Rest in peace. Okay, you see that? Okay, says rest in peace. But the thing about it is, to me, when you feel as though you could tell somebody behind the counter to hold your bag, that means there's some type of friendship, there's some type of trust, there's more going on than meets the eye. Now, the thing about this story, which makes it very confusing, is this is a store. I understand people sell drugs anywhere, but due to the fact that it's allegedly that it was drugs that were being sold, or brought to the drugs, they smelled it. Whether they bought the drugs there or not, allegedly, that's what the story in reference to playing as far as that. Now, I don't know if that's the substance that it is. It just, to me, it's alleged as it's weed. I don't know. I'm not going to say it is. I'm not going to say it's not. But the thing about it is that it just becomes very confusing because he trusted them. In order to tell someone you'll come back, if you hold my bag, I'll come back, there's a form of trust, there's a form of communication. Now, the problem is they don't know why the footage was just released as of now, which is 2 years later. The thing about it, it seems like somebody's trying to cover their butt, the reason why it wasn't released. Because this was a very important part. Why is this store buying drugs? What type of activity that's going on behind the scene that you didn't want anyone to find out about it, but what's been done in the dark has now come to the light. Now, this is the new documentary that's being put out there, Stranger Fruits and stuff like that. So, and I want to share this with you because it's going across the internet. You know me, I like to give you heads up on a lot of things before it comes across, or the TV. I like to give you heads up on it, you know, so you already know. Anyway, that being said, I just wanted to share this bit with you. You know, I'm not going to say I'm gullible to a lot of things when it comes to stores. A friend of mine always told me that storefront is a storefront for something else. Especially if you find a store that's really not making much business, but they always manage to stay in business. That's just, what she told me, she said it's just a cover-up for something else that's actually taking place. But I'm just saying, I don't know. You know, I was just a little shocked, you know, when I saw the footage, you know, and I would love to hear you feel about this. You know, how do you think about this? You know, here it is, this poor kid is killed, and he was left on the streets for hours for something he didn't even do, you know. He was getting his bag, and the store owner didn't know. Clearly the store owner has no idea what extracurricular activity that was taking place at the store. But the footage speaks for itself to let you know that something's definitely going on at your store, Patel. Then obviously you know. I don't know if you know about this footage, but it definitely brings a lot of questions. Anyway, I would love how you feel about this, and I want to let you know that I love you, and I want to thank you for watching KTVI.